Well, g'day everybody. I'm with Troy Kincaid from Richardson's Real Estate in Colac, Victoria, Australia. How you doing, buddy?
Good, Ray. How are you, mate?
I'm good, thank you. And I know you're super busy, so thanks so much in advance for sharing some time with me with us today. I wanted to just talk about your price drive. You guys have been doing it for a long time. I think you do 2 a year. And I've been wanting to profile it for members, and I thought who better to speak to than your good self, because firstly, you do it so well and it's so successful. And secondly, you're willing to share your secret sauce, which I love. And thank you for that as well.
Yeah.
So you've kicked it off. What did you start? Is this your first week, and how long does it go for?
Yeah, so basically first week this week. So we've been running a campaign for 2 weeks prior to running the price drive, and that is running it in our local paper.
Right.
It's on the radio. We've done a mailbox drop, 5,000 homes in the area. It's pretty much out there on our social media. We've got 5,000 followers. We sponsor it for those couple of weeks, and so we're day 3 today. So it's one thing. The whole thing around the price drive is all marketing. That's all it is. It doesn't matter if we do 1 appraisal or we do 100 appraisals.
Yep.
Basically, it's just getting our name out there. They see our faces, and we're on the street, and it works really well. So, and basically, it was just about letting people know, what's happening in the market. Have they got adequate insurance on their home? These sort of things. If they're upsizing, downsizing, or just want to know, where they sit today.
Yep.
And no obligation. Basically, they get a few things, and they go into our database. And as you know, Ray, what you've taught me over the years is they go into a funnel. That funnel might happen tomorrow, or it might happen in 10 years' time. Yep. But there's that communication we have with them from day one, from when we do an appraisal,
and build that relationship. So you've been, I've got a million questions about this, but you've been doing this now for quite a number of years, and the growth of your business has been quite phenomenal. I think you doubled, and then it doubled again. And I think you recently had your first $1 million year. Was that last year?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 1.2. Normally sit around 700,000-800,000 in gross commission per year, and last year I think would have been seen by a lot of agents. We've had such a good time in Australia the last 2 years and last 12 months. It's been phenomenal, really. And what the experts were saying when COVID hit, that we wouldn't get a job, the market's going to drop, and all everything that they said was completely the opposite.
Yeah. Tell me, Troy, about the different methods that you use. I'll do a quick screen share here, and I'll show everybody the flyer that you use. It's like a DL card, I think. Can you see my screen at the moment? So you've got this top one here with the what's the name of that tree? It just escapes me. It's so Australian.
What's that?
That purple tree.
Oh, bloody hell. I'm not into trees, mate. I wouldn't know what that is. Bloody hell.
Oh, just Jacaranda.
Jacaranda, yeah.
So anyway, that's a typical Colac shot. So if you're doing this, guys, you want a typical shot, or a shot that typifies your area, that people can instantly associate it with where you are. You've got a QR code here on one side. Actually, you've got another one here for your Facebook page, but you've got one here. Is this the flyer that you've used in past years and it's been successful?
We've actually changed it as we've gone along. And this is a jiggler flyer that we've done.
Yep.
And we've just added it to, obviously we've never had barcodes and all these sort of things up until the last couple of years. And so, what that is today has probably been ongoing and just improving it to get it to a level that we're comfortable with.
Yeah, I like
it works quite well.
Yeah, I like the information that you share here, Troy. So firstly, you tell them, tips to capitalize on the spring selling season. And obviously now's a great time in Australia, New Zealand. It's the start of spring, there's stuff going on. You talk about maintenance, declutter, obviously, landscaping, and then contact yourselves as a call to action. And in your offer, you offer a free copy of the Ultimate Home Seller's Guide, which is your book, free copy of 3 most critical traps when selling, which is something I think you guys created, a marketing report detailing comparable sales, and a free prep preparing your home for sale checklist, which is also a Jiggler template. So the call to action there is you can book your appraisal through Troy and the team at Richardson's via the QR code, or you can call, or you can simply email. So people have got plenty of opportunities there. So you start to build the buzz in the paper. Do you say your price drive is coming? So a couple of weeks, like you started it at the start of September. So leading into September, you're kind of building the buzz. Is that how it works?
Yeah. So August we got all our, there was 5,000 of the price cards that were printed.
Right.
And yeah, so once we got those printed, it was the end of, getting to the back end of August that we dropped them all like in the mailbox through our Colac. So that was the first thing that we did, and then we started the campaign with the local paper and the Colac Herald, which our radio station Mix FM, and yeah, that's just been going for that period of time that we run it for a couple of weeks, and we do seem to get quite a few after it because it's like anything, you hear it today, but a lot of people don't act straight away, and we get a few calls, after it's closed, which it really runs for September. Anyway, we do as many, probably the back end of September is what we do at the start.
Yeah. How many new contacts can you expect to make, or do you expect to make from your whole campaign?
On average, I think the biggest one that we did, and it's like the numbers to me really don't matter that much. It's more the marketing and people that are looking to sell at some point or get an appraisal. I do see whether it's top of mind for them because they've got either the flyer, they've heard us on the radio, these sort of things, and then they're actually ringing us. Like the biggest one we've done was 66 in 2 weeks. In our area, but most times you're going to average, it could be between 20 and 40 that we'll do in those 2 weeks, is about an average of what we would see. But as I said earlier, all it is marketing. That's the whole thing about it. It's not about going out there and doing all these appraisal. It's being top of mind, and when they're getting ready to sell, they've got that information. And we also do like a winter recipe, like a soup recipe that we do. And we've got things on the back that we talk about what's happening in the market and stuff like that as well. So it's all ongoing. It's not one thing. It's a combination of things that we do. This is by far our biggest lead generation because so many people will take us up on it. But obviously, if you're marketing and you're doing it consistently, that's where I see you get the benefit, as opposed to some people will do it once, then they'll stop for 3 months. You don't hear from them. And if something's not done repetitively and consistently, you just don't get the reward out of it.
Yeah. Before we pressed record, you were telling me that somebody approached you and said you must be spending a lot of money.
Yeah. It was actually interesting. And really, they're not a client of ours and that sort of stuff. And he was more worried about the money cost, how much, and, why would you be spending that? And, do you see it as value? And that's when I sort of laughed, thinking, he's talking about it, and it's worked. Do you know what I mean? If people are talking about it and asking you, how much do you spend on marketing and what's it, these sort of things, it's like, well, it's actually worked without, him booking an appraisal because he's commenting about it. And if he's commenting about it, then other people would be that potentially aren't going to get an appraisal.
Of course, yeah. So you mentioned your newspaper ad before. Is that similar copy to the flyer that we just showed?
That flyer goes in the paper. So we've got an ad that we do 1 or 2 pages every week. And we just promote that while it's on and before it's on. And just the same as that will go in our local paper. Okay, perfect. You said you also talk to me about some of the other things. You also do a radio campaign on your local radio. Right. Yeah. So there's about 5 ads that run coming soon, on now. Filling fast, spots are filling fast, get in, these sort of things. So that is just an ad that's running, all the time. We do hit it really hard in September.
I know you're big on working your database. You also send out an email, a couple of emails out to your database, letting everybody know that the price drive's coming up.
Yep. So that's done through a newsletter. We have a weekly newsletter that goes out, and also we put an email out when the price drive's on and some details and things like that.
Okay.
So you don't know it's on. You don't know it's on. You're living under a rock in our town.
Yeah. Okay. Do you do any direct mail to your established clients?
Yes. Yep. So direct mail. A lot of our clients that we do have, they will know before they get something in the mailbox. But when we've got a lady that does all our mailbox drops,
Right.
and we bought her one of those electric scooters, so she's got it, and she does it. You always see her doing something for us, probably 2-3 days a week. That by the new listings or open days that we have flyers in the area, these sort of things. So someone's getting, and I've broken it down, getting off that a little bit. I've broken it down into 6 sections in Colac where we target. So once every 6 weeks, you'll be getting at least something in the mailbox from us.
Okay, so you've got your flyer, your DL card, your direct mail, snail mail to people. You've got the email that you send out. You've got the newspaper ads leading up, and you've got the radio ads. Is that about it? They're the 6 principal methods.
Yeah, and our number one sale method in our area, and I think if you were asking most agencies what their number one way they get a buyer, most would say it's either domain or realestate.com.
Yep.
Our number one way we find a buyer is through our Facebook page. So with 5,000 followers that we put every property up, sponsor it, and we're generating between 10 and 20,000 on some properties using a week. So.
I don't understand why everybody doesn't do that. I mean, it's okay, especially in Australia, New Zealand, where we do get vendor paid marketing, but it's a no-brainer. That's where your eyeballs are. So plus, it's a perfect listing tool for you as well. People can see the quality of your marketing, so they're going, all right, well, I'm now getting a front row seat as to what it's going to look like for me when I go to list my property with Troy and the team.
Yeah, and we are far the biggest media player, social media in our area. And we post probably 15 to 20 posts most weeks that we'll put up. That could be competitions, new properties. It's not just new properties, where I see some people, all they'll do is just post properties. Where we're pretty big on running campaigns, competitions, the properties, sold stories, sold stickers, videos, all those sort of things that we'll run. So it's a little bit, we'll try and vary it up a bit, not the same stuff every day. But we have certain days when we have our meeting throughout the week that we know what we're going to put on our socials Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and over the weekend. So it's something that's already done in our meetings that we know what's going up every day that week.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Well, thank you again for your time. I had one more question. I'll message you when I think of it. I've just been trying to think of it while you were talking, but I think you've covered all the basics. I'm going to put a bit of copy together to help everybody out. But thanks so much for your time this morning, mate.
No worries, Ray. One thing I'll send through so everyone can see. So that's the 3 hot tips and 3 mistakes that we send out. Then there's the ultimate report, so the sellers to-do list before they sell, and then obviously that's that book that you've pretty much organised for me anyway, which is the hot sellers tips. So I'll send those through so you can put it up on the portal and everyone can see it.
That'd be fabulous. And thanks so much for your contribution. Thanks for sharing.
No worries. Go Pies. Thanks,
all right, buddy. Go the Pies. See you later.
Gotcha.
Thanks,
bye
mate.
now.